So here I'm continuing working on the wheat stitch. If you've seen my previous video, I've got 2 rows of just regular stitch, and I slowly got wider with my coil, adding pine needles. By the 3rd row, I just went in to create the wheat stitch. You go and split the thread, go in once, and then go in a second time. Same thing here, go in once, go in a second time. Went all the way around, and I did the whole bottom of the basket with the wheat stitch. And I really like the wheat stitch. So then I turned around and added another stitch in to create the fern stitch. So you'll see the first row going up the side, I did the wheat stitch again, going back in the same hole twice, all the way up. And that's how you set it up for the fern stitch. Then when you get up and you want to make the fern stitch, you turn the basket around and add a 3rd stitch on the wheat stitch. So see, this row here is just the wheat stitch. When I got to this point, I turned it around, I added another stitch, and then you have the fern stitch. So you could see where there's 3 legs there. That's the fern stitch. So I went down 1, 2, 3. This is the 3rd row up here. I want to continue to do the fern stitch. So when I stopped here, I went around and did another row of the wheat stitch. Then you turn your basket around. Now you can see I've got a whole row of the wheat stitch here. So I'm going to turn it around. So if you're going clockwise, turn around and go counterclockwise. If you're going counter to start off with, you turn around and go clockwise. So I'm going counter now because I started out clockwise. So go ahead and go over here to your wheat stitch to make your fern stitch. Go down in the same hole. You're just working the opposite way. You make a whole row of the wheat, and then you go back and you add in a stitch to make the fern stitch. And you've got the 3 legs. You go back in the same hole, kind of splitting the stitch. Now, I found that holding my thread over a little bit helps me get the line up where I need it. You're going back through the same hole. So now you've got 3. Pull it tight. You don't have to add pine needles because you're going the opposite way. Hold your thread, go back over here, go down in the same hole. Pull it through. So now line it up there, and then you've got 3. I'll do one more, but you could see now you've got 3. So this is wheat, and then it goes in, the 2nd row is going into the fern stitch. Here we go again. I kind of hold it there. Go down in the same hole. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time getting down in there, but my hands are sore. I'm working on baskets. See, I kind of hold it right there, and then it falls in and just kind of falls into place. So there you have, there's the light, it's better there. So you'll see wheat stitch all the way up here, and I did 1 row of wheat setting it up. You go around and do wheat stitch, turn your basket around, add a stitch, and it turns into the fern stitch. So I'll go finish this row off. I think it's pretty. If it was a thicker thread, it might look more fern, you know, more like a fern, but I really like it. I like the way it's coming out. Thanks for watching.